All right. What is up, guys, and welcome to the Con Kid Podcast. Tonight we are all about Moon Knight. This past Wednesday, Marvel released Moon Knight to Disney+. Moon Knight takes us into the world of Stephen Grant, played by Oscar Isaac, a reserved museum gift store employee who suffers from blackouts and memories that aren't his own. As time goes on, the curtain unravels in front of his eyes, answering all of Stephen's questions, including who and what he is. My name's Austin.
And I'm Jacob.
And welcome to the Moon Knight After Show. Before we start, with Moon Knight, let's talk about Morbius a little bit, since that came out, I think, tonight.
Oh, did it? Oh,
yeah. I think the first showings were tonight. Yeah. I know we've talked about it quite a bit already, with like other podcasts and stuff like that. But you got high expectations for this, up, down?
I think I would say up because, I think it's just cool how they bring all these like villains in, especially that like Spider-Man has fought. I like what Sony is doing with it. I just don't know, because you've had all these movies come out right now that I feel like might be a little better than it. So I don't know how well it will compete, but I think it will do all right. I think it'll be a good movie. I just don't know if it'll be like everyone will be blown away by it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think Jared Leto's been in a few stuff, and he gets a bad rap for a lot of things, like his performance in Joker and Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But I mean, he seems like a good actor. I still have yet to see it. I saw him. I've been watching Blade Runner 2049 recently, and he seems good in that. But I mean, I'm excited to see him as Morbius. I think he looks really cool.
Yeah.
I've heard though from like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that that it's not doing too good in box office. I know that's not too great.
Maybe my presumptions were incorrect.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping it's not a letdown, which it sounds like it might be. We'll just have to wait and find out. You're gonna have to test it for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move to the main focus of this podcast, which is, Moon Knight. Woo! Yeah. So, Moon Knight, played by Oscar Isaac, played Poe in the Star Wars franchise. You saw the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I honestly thought it was really great, because I love how he would just like wake up and not know what he was doing, and it was honestly kind of funny, like how he'd like wake up and be like, oh no, like I just like brutally injured someone.
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
Yeah, and it just how he just kept phasing in and out, and he's literally just going insane, like, I didn't do that.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's like my favorite part. That scene right there.
Yeah, he's like, when did I get a gun? But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like, just the whole dynamic of, he doesn't know he has schizophrenia, or if I'm saying that right. But like, he thinks he's living his own life, that he's a normal person, and then he's finding out, okay, wait, that's not me.
Yeah.
Yes, that seemed really cool. That was it was a really good show. Like, for anybody that hasn't seen it just yet, please watch it. It's so good. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. What do you think's up with Steven? Like, he seems kind of like a wuss, like a pushover.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool. I feel like they did that on purpose, because you see how Steven is this like pushover dude that's like such a wimp. Like, he wouldn't, like, he won't stand up for himself. Like, he just kind of just lets what happens in life happen, and he's just like, oh well, I'm content to be me. And then you have Mark, who is Moon Knight, and when the personality flips, it's just like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like, he's confident, just warrior, like not scared of anything, and just ready to take charge.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I just think it's so awesome how they're just like polar opposites.
Oh yeah, it definitely adds like a great dynamic onto it. Yeah, I think it was hysterical because you got like the Moon Knight like voice in the back of his head, like, oh no, it's the
Yeah.
parasite.
It's the idiot. The idiot's back.
Yeah, like it's kind of comes to question, okay, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like,
Yeah.
how has he gone through, his entire life not knowing that he's another person unless the schizophrenia came after?
Yeah.
But like if that were to happen, then he had to like he had to come up with like an entire like past, which seems crazy. Like
Yeah.
so, who's real and who's not if that's the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really cool though. I loved it.
I did too. It was probably, I would argue it's like up there, if not the best, at least close to the top of like all the shows that Marvel has released.
I would disagree. I think it's up there. I think it's Loki's my favorite, as I've said several times.
That's what I was saying. I don't know if it came out that way, but I was saying that like I think it's up there. If it's not the best one, I said it's definitely close to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I enjoyed it. I think me personally, I enjoyed it more than WandaVision, which even that was like pretty good. But I honestly enjoyed it more than that. Like I agree with you. Loki is still like, I thought that was like the coolest show ever.
Yeah, no, it was really good. So in this episode, we got introduced to Arthur, which is like really weird. It seems like he's like the leader of some kind of cult. When he walks in there, like he has no idea where he's at. Looks like some rural area. But then he meets, Arthur, which is some like he's like a judge. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you? So he kept talking and referring to a mute. I'm probably butchering the name, but a mute, which is like the Egyptian god of the devourer souls, which in Egyptian mythology, a mute eats those judged as immoral when their hearts outweigh those of a feather on the scales of Orias. I'm just reading the description I found online. But yeah, she seems scary. So what do you think the connection is there?
I don't know. Obviously they probably have to pose like some kind of a villain aspect or something that he's going to struggle against. So you might be led to believe that the the goddess is not going away anytime soon. That she'll probably be back, and probably see that pretty commonly. But yeah, I just kind of thought me like, okay, we're probably gonna see like Moon Knight fight all these like demons, whatever that.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, yeah. While you're talking about the demon dogs or whatever they're called, like,
Yeah.
what was that? Like, he's in the museum just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could, first of all, like you could barely see it. So part of me thinks that like they didn't want you to see it, like it's
Yeah,
something that they haven't like fully revealed yet.
yeah, yeah. It was really cool the way they did it because like
Yeah,
through the show they've been using a lot about reflection. So I wonder if that has any like deep connections with the character in the show. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but they just keep showing reflections. Like like the only shot we got of like a full like monster was in the reflection.
yeah,
So I guess it's like I don't know. Like it's probably got some like deep psychological. It's like I don't even know how to say it. I sound like I'm very
logical.
yeah. That's the word, man. They really caught con kids for a reason. Yeah. So what do you think the deal is with and being locked away by the other gods? because in the scene where Arthur comes into the museum and confronts him. He's like, hey, Mute got locked away for doing her job by all the other gods in her avatar. Like, what do you think what is that? Like, what's going on there?
I would believe that if the other gods locked her away, it was probably for a good reason. Either that people shouldn't be judged on just that, even if it's something like, if you notice, like the scene with the old lady, it was something that she was going to do.
Yeah.
Is what they were saying. Like, I believe that if she was locked away, the gods obviously had a reason that it was not for the well-being of them or the people that they ruled over.
Yeah. Well, from the sound of it, it sounded like almost like a Minority Report kind of situation where it's like, hey, even though they're going to do something bad, they still haven't. So is it really moral to judge them on something they haven't done, even though they're going to do it? So, I mean, that answers like a big philosophical question right there.
Or what if you telling them that they're going to do something makes them change it?
Yeah, true. Maybe they locked her away because of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sure they'll reveal more of that as the show goes on.
Yeah. So do you think there's other superheroes like Moon Knight and with their own Egyptian god? Because from the sound of it, because Arthur was talking about how he has a mute's man. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but voice in the back of his head that's driving him insane. I wonder if there's because there's 9 like in the storage room scene. There's 9 gods that were part of like the main dudes. So maybe each of them have like an avatar, and Arthur's just one of them. Not Arthur. Yeah, the other dude.
Yeah. Steven.
Steven. There's so many. So many names.
I know. So many new names that we have to learn.
Yeah, no. It's so exciting.
I mean, it would probably be correct to assume that, like, I can see why it would happen. If not, there's some explaining to be done as in what happened to all of them. But
yeah,
guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, for sure. So, what did you think of the car chase that we saw?
Oh yeah, that was honestly probably my favorite scene out of the whole thing. Because it was just like he kept phasing in and out between Mark and Steven, and it was just like, and then he threw the gun.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
It was really cool. Like, you could not follow the sense of time at all.
I know. That was like the thing. I was just like, wait, is this Mark or Steven that we're seeing right now? Like, and then like where he lost track of the days later, like he thought it was Friday and was Sunday and crazy.
Yeah, no, that was really cool.
The other point that I was thinking about is like we never see much of Mark, but obviously he has this like secret life. If you remember the cell phone in the wall, like I was just like, what was that about?
Yeah, for sure. It was weird.
Like, and like, how long has he had this secret life?
Yeah. No, it was cool. For sure. Just having a secret life and stuff like that, just flashing in and out. I really hope that maybe next episode we see the perspective of Mark.
Yeah.
So he's getting into it. He's like, oh man, look at this guy. He thinks an ankle restraint's going to stop me from getting out the door. That's funny. Takes it off immediately, heads out the door and does his thing. Like, that'd be really cool if we see more perspectives.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. So Here's a big question. So, you got Steven, who's kind of like the reserved, kind of shy person, doesn't want to cause any trouble, kind of wants to live his life, wants to settle down, like obviously he wants to have friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you got Mark, which is from the sounds of it, he's out there, he's super bold, he's adventurous, he's everything that Steven wants to be. He's this great dude. So, who do you relate to more? Do you feel?
I don't know, because I feel like I would relate to Mark more just because, like, just the boldness and, like, the adventurous and, like, he's to the point where he doesn't care about friends. He's just he's looking out for himself. He's protecting what needs protected, trying to do the right thing. And then Steven, he doesn't even know what the heck is going on. He's just like, what is the right thing to do?
Yeah.
And show up to work on time.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of the opposite. I think I relate more with Steven, to be honest, because especially with COVID, like over the past like 3 years, like we've been more alone than ever, and I've really noticed, like, man, I don't have as big of a circle as I thought I did.
Yeah.
So I'm there, like I'm kind of in my own reality. Like when he was talking to like the fake gold man,
Yeah.
He's like talking to him, like I feel bad for him. Like he doesn't really have any friends. So he's kind of there on him by himself, and he's got like his best friend is his fish, and even his fish might be a lie.
Yeah.
It's like I relate to that. Like I feel empathy towards the character. Like he really was looking forward, like especially that date or the when he went out to go on the date. Like and then she basically was like, "Hey, you ghosted me, so I'm ghosting you. Peace." Like, he basically went from vegetarian to, "Hey, can I get the best steak you have?" And, like, he's all sad with his goldfish and stuff like that, and coming from somebody who recently had, like, a heartbreak like that, like, I've really felt towards it. I'm like, "Oh, man." So,
Yeah. I
yeah,
can definitely see that.
that was really cool. So, you got any questions or anything you picked out in the episode?
I guess really the main thing that I picked out from the whole thing was that obviously they don't want us to know a lot about Mark right now.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm sure that's on purpose. They'll probably introduce that later. But I feel like they just wanted us to like you were saying about the whole connection with Steve. I think they wanted to like build that connection, saying like, hey, this is a guy that has like issues. Like he doesn't know what's going on. Like he's just a normal guy that doesn't have his life together in the slightest.
Yeah, super relatable to the audience.
And then there's like, oh yeah, and then there's Mark who like is also in his body, and he's like the opposite. He's confident. He's basically a warrior. Like he's just a total opposite. But yet you have a tendency to relate more to Steven because he's closer to what you are.
Yeah.
So that I guess that was like the main thing that I picked out. I was just like, oh yeah. And I figured that going in, I was like, yeah, I bet you in the first episode they're not gonna show Moon Knight a whole lot or Mark, as we later learn. Like they're probably mainly just gonna show Steven because who is Steven? Never heard of him before.
Yeah.
We also don't really do we have a clear timeline of when the events of Moon Knight take place?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the other thing that I found interesting. I was like, we really don't know when this takes place.
Yeah.
In
No clue.
universe.
Yeah, for sure.
Before Thanos, after Thanos. Is it before the Avengers? We don't know.
Yeah, we have no clue. We never see anything about like the Avengers in this.
Yeah. So that's like part of me wants to say it might even be before that, but I'm not sure.
But that'd be cool.
You know me, I hate being wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I have no clue. That would be really cool if it was before the Avengers.
Yeah.
But yeah. So something that they fought over a lot, like the entire like what starts, you know, the entire craziness of Steven's life, where like, he's starting to realize what exactly and who he is, or all the people who he is over this one artifact that I'm assuming gets from Arthur, which is a scarab. So what do you think that could be?
I don't know. I mean, they obviously show that Mark wants it for some reason.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't let him let go of it.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if it's like the key to unlocking the door that lets a mute out of her prison.
Yeah. I mean, that would be reasonable.
Yeah, because Arthur talked a lot about, hey, I'm gonna give you just a hint of a hint of her power with doing it like one by one. So I wonder if like she's using Arthur as like a pawn to try to get her out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely
To
food for
think
thought.
about.
Definitely gotta look forward to that. And then too, something I realized I was watching the episode again. I've watched it twice, both like each one with a different grandparent. But you think about MCU, they've already shown Norwegian gods. You got Thor, you got Odin, you got Loki, right? And they're just these extraterrestrial beings that were like protectors of Midgard, which is, you know, Earth. So now you got Egyptian gods coming to the mix. How do you think that correlates? Do you think there was like a feud between the two?
I don't know.
Like that'd be cool. Like, oh wait, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought you bring that up. That leads us to say that, well, if that's true, are we going to see a little bit of a run in with Thor along the line?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Like which ones control, I don't want to say death, but what happens after death? Or like, because that's confusing, bro. That's really confusing.
It is.
So are there like, now that it's confirmed, like two different like, you know, ancient civilization, like Greek gods are real? Does that mean all of them are real? You got Hercules. Like, would that make like Zeus and all them real, and the Roman mythology and all these other mythologies? Are they real? Are they the same person? Like, it opens up a lot.
Yeah, no, that's like crazy to think about now.
Yeah, no, it's whack. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. So you pick up on anything that the events of this series might cause like later on in the actual universe, or
Yeah, the only thing that to keep in mind in the back of your head is just remember the events from like every Marvel thing, because when Multiverse of Madness comes out, everything that you've seen is probably gonna correlate in some way.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I wonder how though. Like it'd be cool to see him like make a Spider-Man like appearance where he just shows up and he's like, "Hey
Yeah.
guys, what's up? It's just me, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." Like that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Like I wonder what's gonna like bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So episode 2, where do you think it's going?
I'm gonna go with what we were talking about earlier. I'm gonna say I think it's gonna show Mark's perspective of things,
Yeah.
which I think would honestly be kind of cool if they take like kind of like a split personality approach.
Yeah.
Like you get to see one of like you get to see Steven's side, and then you get to see Mark's side and how they came together.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool. I'm guessing they're probably going to show maybe the backstory between
Yeah,
whether it was Mark or whether it was Steven. And oh crap, it like slipped my mind for a minute. Oh yeah, and how they like formed with Moon Knight, because I think in comics it was like Mark like went to like the pyramid and like just a pyramid and got like possessed.
yeah,
Um, so I wonder if it's gonna show us that entire process, like how he became Moon Knight and
yeah,
how we ended up, as Steven, just chilling, being a gift store employee.
yeah. No, that's yeah. I could definitely see it going there.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
sure they'll correlate that somehow.
Yeah. So overall, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm going thumbs up. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, no, dude, thumbs up too. For sure, it's really good. Alrighty, well, that's the podcast tonight. Thank you everybody who watched. I appreciate it. We will be back here next week for episode 2 of Moon Knight. Yeah, drops next Wednesday on Disney Plus. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.